Welcome back to the Exposure History channel. Be sure to subscribe and like, so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Goldie Jameson Conklin was born in 1892. She was a Seneca woman of the Heron clan. People called her Aw-Ow, meaning pretty flower. She lived on the Allegheny Reservation in New York. Goldie modeled for the Cattaraugus Cutlery Company. They sold the Indian brand line of knives and utensils. Her image appeared in ads to promote their products. It was clever marketing that drew on cultural identity. She became an unexpected face of early 1900s product advertising. A Native American woman stands in a stunning elk tooth dress. Each tooth was valuable and hard to collect. The more teeth, the higher the status. This one's loaded, probably hundreds of elk teeth sewn in. It likely took years to gather enough for a full dress. Elk tooth dresses were prized in the late 1800s. They weren't just clothing, they were wealth on display. Judging by the style, this is probably from the 1890s. Imagine the stories behind every single tooth on that dress. An Apache woman in full traditional dress, dated 1894. Her outfit is richly decorated and carefully handmade. Every embroidered pattern carries meaning in her culture. Some show status, others reflect spiritual beliefs. Clothing like this wasn't for daily wear. It was made for important ceremonies and gatherings. The detail is incredible. Nothing was random. Each design connected her to her people's traditions. This dress is history you can actually see. This is Marcia Pascal, daughter of Officer George W. Pascal. She was half Cherokee and proud of both her roots. In the 1880s, she became a vital mediator. She worked between Cherokee leaders and American authorities. Her role helped bridge two often opposing worlds. Few women held such influence at the time. Marcia proved diplomacy could change the course of history. This is Maria Martinez from San Ildefonso, Pueblo. She was a world-renowned potter with unmatched skill. Her work earned her multiple White House invitations. Yes, the White House. She also received honorary doctorates for her craft, one from New Mexico State University, another from the University of Colorado. Her pottery wasn't just art, it was a cultural legacy. Maria turned clay into pieces admired around the world. This is Lena Geronimo, daughter of the Apache leader Geronimo. She was born in 1886 in St. Augustine, Florida. At the time, her father was imprisoned at Fort Marion. He had resisted American rule and lost his freedom. Doctors baptized her Marion shortly after birth, but she later chose the name Lena. She took it when the family returned to the Southwest. Her life was shaped by both captivity and cultural pride. A Cherokee woman, symbol of her tribe's rich culture. The Cherokee built well-structured villages and strong communities. They had advanced political systems, including a tribal council. That's where important decisions were made for the people. Women held central roles in daily life. They led agriculture, food production, and cultural preservation. Even in hard times, traditions stayed alive through them. She stands for resilience and heritage you can't erase. Little Bird of the Ojibwe Chippewa tribe wears a patterned band. The geometric designs symbolized protection and ancestral connection. Ojibwe women were skilled in creating ceremonial clothing and accessories. They also mastered weaving birch bark into useful items. Baskets, mats, and even lightweight canoes came from their hands. Her attire reflects both artistry and spiritual meaning. This is Olive Oatman, captured as a child in 1851. Her family was attacked while traveling west. She was taken in by the Mojave tribe. They tattooed her face as part of their tradition. Olive lived with them for years. Eventually, she was returned to settler society. Her story became one of the West's most famous captures. It filled books and newspapers for decades. A Cheyenne woman poses in Oklahoma, 1890. Her attire is fringed, beaded, and incredibly detailed. Cheyenne women were skilled creators of clothing and accessories. They used beads, fabrics, and leather with precision. But their role went beyond just making garments. They organized intertribal gatherings for trade and exchange. Beads, fabrics, and handmade goods were shared at these events. A Spokane tribe member, photographed in Washington around 1897. The Spokane called themselves the people of the Great River. They lived along the Spokane River for over 9,000 years. Tribal women were skilled at fishing and food preparation. They used handmade nets to catch salmon in the river. Afterward, they cleaned and prepared the fish for drying. This method preserved food for the long, harsh winters. Every step showed knowledge passed down through generations. Her presence here reflects tradition, resilience, and deep river connection. A Native American woman stands in adorned leather attire. She's holding a rifle with steady confidence. In the Old West, adaptability was key for survival. Men often led hunts or battles for the tribe. But many women learned to use weapons effectively. They defended homes, families, and territories when needed. Her stance shows skill, readiness, and determination. A woman sits in a canoe holding a sturdy wooden paddle. The year is 1930, and the scene feels timeless. Canoes weren't just for leisure, they were essential for daily life. People used them for travel, fishing, hunting, and even trade. Navigating one required strength, balance, and a good sense of water currents. Her posture suggests confidence, as if she's done this many times. The paddle isn't just a tool, it's part of survival. At that moment, she's not posing. She's ready to move. This is Laura Nita Parker, born in 1884 in Indian Territory. Today, that land is part of Oklahoma. She was the daughter of Quanah Parker, last chief of the Comanches. Laura inherited Star House, her father's historic home. She carefully preserved family objects, photographs, and heirlooms, but she also safeguarded the stories behind them. Her work kept Comanche history alive for future generations. Through her, the legacy of Quanah Parker endured. On the beach stands Ada Lopez Richards, a Toowowa woman in California. She was known for reading and interpreting tidal patterns. This skill helped her community find the best fishing times. She also guided when to gather other coastal foods. Ada taught the younger generation to read nature's signs. Her cloaks carried symbols inspired by the ocean's movements. Each design told a story of waves, currents, and seasons. She became an admired figure for both skill and artistry. This photo captures her connection to the sea and her people. A Pueblo woman, most likely photographed in New Mexico, stands calmly. The year is around 1904 or 1905. This striking image was taken by photographer Carl Moon. He was known for documenting Native American life in vivid detail. Her clothing reflects the traditional Pueblo style of the early 1900s. Every fold and pattern speaks of cultural identity and heritage. The calm expression on her face feels timeless. It's not posed glamour. It's everyday life, beautifully preserved. A Native American woman wears a potlatch ceremony dress in Alaska. The year is 1907, and the detail is striking. Potlatch ceremonies were important cultural and social gatherings. They marked events like marriages, naming, or honoring achievements. Her dress is richly decorated with traditional patterns and materials. Every piece carries meaning tied to status and heritage. Such garments were often handmade over weeks or months. Wearing it showed pride, respect, and deep cultural connection. Loriki Yatere, daughter of a Navajo chief, stands proudly. The photo was taken around 1905 in Laguna, Pueblo, New Mexico. Her traditional attire reflects Navajo craftsmanship and cultural meaning. As a chief's daughter, she held an important social position. She helped preserve customs and support community bonds. Every detail of her clothing speaks of heritage and identity. This portrait captures both her beauty and her responsibility. It's a rare glimpse into Navajo leadership and tradition at the time. A young Native American woman stands in shell and bead attire. The year is 1894, and she's in a learning stage. Adolescence was a time to gain essential life skills. Girls were taught to prepare food for the community. They learned to make clothing from hides and fabrics. Training also included helping maintain tribal organization and harmony. Every lesson prepared them for adult responsibilities. Her attire reflects both cultural pride and this important transition. Isabel Perico and Jotty were daughters of Chiricahua Apache leader Perico. Isabel was born in 1886 at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. At the time, the Chiricahua were being held as prisoners. Even in captivity, she was known for her courage. She helped organize daily tasks in the prisoner community. Her efforts kept people working together despite harsh conditions. Isabel played a key role in maintaining unity and morale. This photo reflects resilience and leadership under unimaginable circumstances. Lily Mae Smith was photographed in 1888. She was the daughter of Nimrod Jarrett Smith. He led the Eastern Cherokee Nation from 1880 to 1891. Her father pushed for schools teaching English and Cherokee. This helped preserve language and cultural identity. Lily's portrait reflects pride in both heritage and progress. It's a glimpse into a family shaping Cherokee history. Through education, they work to protect tradition while adapting to change. This is Lozen, a legendary Apache warrior. She was feared and respected for her combat skills, but she had a unique gift beyond fighting. By raising her hands to the sky, she sensed enemies. She could tell their direction and location with uncanny accuracy. Lozen fought in the harsh Southwest during the Apache Wars. She defended her people against settlers and troops alike. Her bravery made her a symbol of resistance and strength. These young Indigenous women were photographed between 1870 and 1900. They wear richly decorated attire with fringes and beads. The beadwork and patterns weren't just for beauty. They showed cultural identity and social position in the tribe. Each design carried meaning understood within their community. Most garments were handmade with incredible attention to detail. Some took months of steady work to complete. The result was clothing that was both art and heritage. Photo taken around 1898 in Arizona by photographer Wharton. It shows a Hopi mother and her daughter together. The mother's calm gaze radiates quiet strength and dignity. The daughter's attentive posture shows deep respect and connection. Their bond is rooted in centuries of tradition and culture. It's an intimate look at family life in a Hopi community. This was during a time of huge change for Native tribes. The photo captures resilience in the face of that pressure. It's both a rare glimpse and a timeless portrait. The Hopi lived in the Arizona desert for centuries. They built adobe homes high on mesas for safety. Their garments were richly adorned with cultural meaning. Here, a Lakota woman wears shell and bead jewelry. Each piece symbolized protection and cultural heritage. Women played a key role in passing down traditions. They told stories and preserved sacred rituals for future generations. Detailed attire often showed spiritual ties to nature and ancestors. In 1900, an Apache woman was photographed at the Palomas Reservation. She's making a basket, a tradition rich with cultural meaning. For the Apache, basket making was both practical and artistic. Women wove intricate patterns with willow, yucca, and local fibers. Each design showed skill and connection to the land. Baskets were used for carrying, storing, and even ceremonial purposes. The craft was passed down through generations of women. This photo captures heritage, artistry, and daily life in one frame. Two Comanche women photographed in 1872. Their clothing reflects the style and skill of the time. Fringe and handmade details show cultural identity. Comanche women were central to community life and survival. They prepared food, made clothing, and cared for families. They also preserved traditions through stories, songs, and ceremonies. This image offers a rare glimpse into their world. Two Crow women sit and stand among tall grasses and bushes. The photo may include Victoria Big Shoulder. Both wear dresses decorated with valuable elk teeth. They also have necklaces and bracelets as part of their attire. One woman ties a scarf around her waist. The kneeling woman holds an infant on her knees. The baby wears a small fabric jacket and an earring. Every detail reflects Crow craftsmanship and cultural pride. Bud Lake identified the photographer as Father Prando. It's a snapshot of family, tradition, and everyday life. In 1939, June Welch, a Cherokee woman, was photographed in Tennessee. The setting was the Great Smoky Mountains. She wore traditional attire that reflected her heritage. The Cherokee kept ancestral knowledge alive through stories and rituals. These traditions maintained a deep connection to their origins. June's presence in this photo embodies that continuity. It's a glimpse of culture carried proudly into the 20th century. In 1899, Hattie Tom, a young Chiricahua Apache woman, was photographed. She wore a headdress adorned with beads and bone necklaces. Her striking beauty made her a memorable representative of her tribe. This was during a time of challenges for the Chiricahua. Hattie actively took part in cultural events and gatherings. She helped showcase her people's heritage and traditions. Her presence was captivating and deeply respected. This image preserves both her elegance and her cultural pride. Around 1955, a young Meskwaki girl was photographed, standing with quiet pride. She belongs to the Sac and Fox tribe of the Mississippi in Iowa. This is Iowa's only federally recognized Native American tribe. They are known as the Meskwaki Nation, meaning people of the red earth. The name reflects their spiritual and historical bond with the land. For generations, the Meskwaki have preserved their language, traditions, and community values. Even in the mid-20th century, cultural identity remained strong among the youth. In 1923, a Dakota-born writer and activist traveled through Oklahoma. She worked as a research agent for the Indian Rights Association. Her mission was to investigate abuses against the Choctaw, Creek, and others. What she uncovered was shocking and relentless. Fraud, land theft, and racial intimidation were rampant. There were even cases of cold-blooded murder. She documented every detail to expose the corruption. Her work became a powerful record of injustice. This wasn't just reporting, it was a fight for truth. Bertha Thompson, daughter of the Klamath people, stands with confidence. She played an important role in seasonal tribal ceremonies. Bertha led chants calling for abundance and protection. Her voice was admired far beyond her own community. Travelers and visitors came just to hear her sing. Many believed she brought good luck through her songs. Others felt she strengthened spiritual ties to nature's elements. Her presence was both cultural and spiritual power. This photo captures the poise of a respected ceremonial leader. A young Ute woman poses wrapped in a plaid shawl. The photo was taken sometime between 1880 and 1900. The Ute are among the oldest peoples of the Rocky Mountains. They were known for expert hunting skills and adaptability. Survival in harsh, mountainous terrain was part of daily life. Her calm pose reflects resilience and cultural pride. It's a quiet but powerful portrait of endurance. Around 1918, a Comanche woman was photographed with her infant. The baby rested in a traditional cradleboard, secured and comfortable. Cradleboards protected infants and kept them close during daily activities. Mothers used them while working, traveling, or engaging in community life. They were often made from wood, leather, and soft inner padding. Decorations reflected family pride and tribal cultural identity. The Comanche were skilled horsemen and resilient Southern Plains people. Such traditions blended practicality, artistry, and deep maternal devotion. In 1912, a Crow mother was photographed inside a teepee. She held her baby gently, symbolizing love and protection. Her richly beaded clothing reflected artistry and cultural identity. The Crow were renowned hunters living across the northern plains. Their culture valued courage, generosity, and communal responsibility. Women held high prestige within Crow social and spiritual life. They preserved traditions through storytelling and ceremonial practices. Mothers created elaborate attire for rituals and special occasions. Beadwork often carried spiritual meaning and ancestral connections. Lizzie Longwolf was the daughter of Oglala Lakota Chief Longwolf. In 1886, she performed in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. Her father was known for his artistry and strong leadership. Many Native Americans joined such shows during this era. These performances provided both income and public exposure. They also allowed cultural traditions to be shared widely. Lizzie wore traditional attire during her appearances. She represented and celebrated the heritage of the Lakota people. Her role contributed to cultural preservation during a time of change. Photographed in 1904, a Navajo woman sits at her dwelling's entrance. She wears a shawl typical of Navajo style in that era. The Navajo are renowned for exceptional weaving and craftsmanship. Their textiles often carry deep cultural and symbolic meanings. They were also skilled traders and negotiators. Exchange networks connected them with neighboring tribes and settlers. Such trade sustained communities and strengthened alliances. The woman's posture reflects quiet dignity and cultural pride. Her image captures a moment of resilience and tradition. It stands as a testament to Navajo heritage in changing times. In 1902, Miss Two Bears was photographed at Fort Yates, North Dakota. She belonged to the Yanktonai, a Dakota group of the Great Plains. The Yanktonai lived in extended family and clan-based social structures. Women held important roles in preserving traditions and cultural identity. They passed stories, songs, and sacred practices to future generations. The Yanktonai were also skilled hunters, farmers, and gatherers. Their way of life reflected balance with the natural environment. Miss Two Bear's portrait symbolizes strength, dignity, and cultural continuity. Her image preserves a vital memory of Dakota heritage. Renona was the firstborn daughter of Chief Red Iron. Her father resisted treaties that endangered the Sioux people. She followed his legacy with deep strength and dedication. Renona actively took part in sacred tribal ceremonies. These ceremonies preserved Sioux traditions across generations and time. She carried stories, songs, and rituals of her people. Her role symbolized resilience against cultural loss and injustice. Through devotion, she kept Sioux identity strong and vibrant. Women like Renona were pillars of survival and heritage. In 1912, a Crow woman was photographed holding her infant. She sits gracefully on a buffalo hide, symbol of survival. Her attire includes moccasins, a blanket, and a decorated shirt. The shirt features shells or elk teeth, showing craftsmanship. Such garments carry deep cultural and spiritual meaning. The buffalo hide reflects connection to land and animals. Her infant rests peacefully in her protective embrace. The soft blanket wraps the child with warmth. This portrait highlights tenderness between mother and child. Here we see four Hopi women preparing corn flour together. Corn flour was central to their traditions and daily life. The women wear elaborate butterfly whirl hairstyles with pride. These hairstyles symbolized identity and readiness for marriage. Grinding corn was more than a household chore. It was a sacred act tied to ancestral spirits. Corn, as a staple, was viewed as a gift. The women's role ensured survival and cultural continuity. Their work connected spiritual beliefs with everyday sustenance. Around 1906, Edward S. Curtis photographed a Tewa girl. She sports a squash blossom hairstyle, typical of the Hopi. This hairstyle was only for young, unmarried girls. Married women never wore it, marking social distinction clearly. She wears a manta made of black wool, dyed with indigo. The garment is adorned with green and red embroidery. These designs were typical of Pueblo peoples at that time. Patterns and colors varied slightly from village to village. Her attire shows both artistry and cultural identity. In 1908, a Native American woman was photographed outdoors. She sits in a canoe, showing balance and skill. Her clothing reflects traditional style, crafted with care and detail. Beads, patterns, and textures highlight cultural identity and artistry. Even her posture and expression radiate confidence and poise. From the canoe to her attire, every detail is striking. The photo captures practicality, beauty, and heritage all at once. It's a timeless glimpse into daily life and culture. Her presence feels both natural and deeply memorable. A Sioux girl standing holy was photographed in the 1890s. She wears a dress adorned with elk teeth, a striking detail. Long earrings frame her face, adding elegance and tradition. A sterling silver concho belt completes her ceremonial attire. The ensemble reflects craftsmanship, status, and cultural identity. The photo was taken by Z. Gilbert in Mandan, North Dakota. It's a rare glimpse into Sioux fashion and heritage. Standing Holy's portrait captures pride, youth, and ceremonial significance. Every element tells a story of artistry and tradition. A young Lakota woman wears attire decorated with elk teeth. Elk teeth were rare, highly valued, and symbolized prestige. Each elk provided only 2 teeth for decoration. The craftsmanship shows skill and cultural significance in every detail. Nearby, a young Tassawattanock woman from the Kwakawak is pictured. She lived along the coastal areas of British Columbia. Her culture was deeply tied to marine resources and the sea. The shell earrings she wears reflect this close connection. Both portraits highlight identity, heritage, and symbolic adornment. These images capture tradition, status, and cultural pride vividly. Zitkala Shah, also known as Gertrude Simmons Bonin, was a musician and composer. She was born in 1876 on the Yankton Indian Reservation, South Dakota. Her Sioux name, Zitkala Shah, means red bird in the Lakota language. She was a talented violinist, blending classical music with native traditions. Her compositions reflected both cultural heritage and personal expression. Zitkala Shah also became an activist and writer for native rights. Her work preserved Sioux stories, language, and music for future generations. This portrait captures the grace and influence of a remarkable native artist. Here's a young woman from the Talis Pueblo community, 1895. The Talis people lived in one of America's oldest settlements. Their adobe homes were sturdy and have lasted for centuries. Many of these structures remain inhabited even today. The community maintained traditions, culture, and daily life over generations. Her attire reflects Talis Pueblo craftsmanship and cultural identity. This photo captures both youth and the enduring heritage of her people. It's a glimpse into a centuries-old way of life, still alive. A group of Acoma women descend rocky terrain carrying ceramic pots. They belong to a village called Sky City, atop a mesa. Sky City is one of the oldest continuously inhabited communities in America. The pots likely hold water, food, or ceremonial items. Women played key roles in daily life and village survival. Their careful steps show skill navigating steep, rugged terrain. The photo highlights both tradition and the endurance of community life. It's a glimpse into culture, responsibility, and centuries-old practices. Anna Kashkash belonged to the Kalis tribe in Oregon and Washington. She wears a precisely woven fiber hat, symbolizing status and identity. The Kalis were skilled horse riders and expert diplomats. Hats and other items were often used in trade and exchange. These exchanges strengthened alliances and secured vital community resources. Tools, food, and other necessities were shared through these networks. Her attire reflects both artistry and social significance within her tribe. This portrait captures tradition, skill, and the importance of diplomacy. It's a glimpse into the daily life and culture of the Kalis people. In 1906, a young Tiwa woman was photographed by Edward Curtis. Her hairstyle, the hair whirl, signaled that she was single. This was a tradition among Pueblo women, marking marital status. The Tewa are part of the Pueblo peoples of the Southwest. They are known for refined pottery and intricate spiritual ceremonies. Her pose and attire reflect both beauty and cultural identity. Portraits like this preserved visual records of Pueblo traditions. It's a glimpse into youth, artistry, and heritage in 1906. Lucy, a young Papago woman, poses with a basket on her head. Balancing baskets was an essential skill for carrying food and grains. Her people are now known as the Tohono O'odham. They lived in the harsh Arizona desert for generations. The tribe developed advanced techniques for water harvesting and farming. Their methods allowed crops to thrive in dry conditions. Lucy's pose shows balance, skill, and cultural tradition. The photograph captures both daily life and ingenuity of her people. It's a glimpse into survival, heritage, and desert resilience. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on anything.